Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, today we're tackling something that shows up all the time in general knowledge exams and geography quizzes, the major lakes of India. If you've ever stared at a massive, static list of names and states and thought, there is literally no way I'm going to remember all of this, well, you are in the exact right place. In this explainer, we're going to take that standard rote memorization chart and turn it into a dynamic, unforgettable regional tour. Let's just look at this chart for a second. It's your classic study guide, right? It lists 17 key lakes in India right alongside their respective states. Now, it is packed with crucial information, but let's be honest, just reading it top to bottom is definitely not the most efficient way for our brains to actually retain the data. Instead, we're going to hack this. We're going to break this exact data down into logical visual patterns. To make this stick, we'll group these 17 lakes into 4 distinct geographical buckets. First, Rajasthan's major lakes. Second, Kerala's major lakes. Third, lakes across other states. And fourth, the shared lake border. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Rajasthan's major lakes, a desert state's water wealth. Now, think about Rajasthan for a second. You probably picture vast deserts, right? Well, surprise! Out of these 17 total lakes listed on our chart, exactly 8 of them are located entirely within the borders of Rajasthan. That's a highly surprising concentration, and honestly, a massive chunk of our memorization work completely done in one single region. We're talking about Samhar, Rajsamand, Pichola, Lunkar-Ansar, Jaisamand, Fateh Sagar, Didwana, and Naki lakes. They absolutely dominate the top half of our source document. By grouping these together, it's like a cheat code. You know instantly that if you see a name like Rajsamand or Pichola, your mind should just immediately jump to Rajasthan.
Moving right along to Section 2, Kerala's major lakes, the southern cluster.
So if we shift all the way down to the tropical southern tip of the country, we hit Kerala. And this state gives us our next big cluster, which is made up of 3 major lakes, Vembanad, Ashtamudi, and Periyar. Let's do the math real quick. That means a mind-blowing 11 out of our 17 lakes are found in just 2 states. See how much easier grasping the geography gets with this structural approach? All right, Section 3, lakes across other states, the rapid-fire tour. Since Rajasthan and Kerala took the lion's share of the list, the rest of these lakes are spread out individually, almost like a rapid-fire geography quiz. We've got Chilika Lake over in Odisha and Hussain Sagar Lake in Telangana. Moving down a bit, we hit Kolluru Lake in Andhra Pradesh. Then swinging way over to the east, there's Loktak Lake in Manipur, and finally, Wular Lake in Maharashtra. Each of these states gets exactly 1 major entry here, making them very distinct individual data points.
And finally, Section 4, the shared lake border, the list's odd one out.
Okay, we've finally reached the 17th and final item on our list, and you know what? It breaks the pattern entirely. Unlike the first 16 lakes, which sit squarely within the borders of a single state, Chilika Lake does its own thing. It's uniquely positioned right on a state border, meaning it is shared directly between Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. This makes Chilika Lake the ultimate odd one out, and honestly, a prime candidate for a really tricky quiz question. So, as we wrap up this explainer, let's do a quick mental check. Which lake from our chart is the only one shared across 2 state borders? And which state, surprisingly, holds nearly half of the entire list? If your brain just immediately shouted Chilika and Rajasthan, boom, you've got it. The structured tour totally did its job. But it kind of begs a bigger question, right? What other hidden geographical patterns are just sitting there in the maps we look at every single day? Keep that curiosity going, and thanks for hanging out with me on The Explainer.